Hello.
Hello,
Hi.
Ryan.
Hi, Brian. How are you?
Dude, I am fan-fucking-tastic. How are you, buddy?
Ever since I died and I transcended into a force ghost for this episode, it's actually been kind of cool.
Well,
So,
you didn't really die, Ryan. You shouldn't talk about things like that, especially with your birthday tomorrow.
I might as
Um,
well be dead. I'm gonna
yeah,
be
everybody,
old as shit.
Ryan's birthday is tomorrow, so Friday, what is it, the 19th?
Yes.
Ryan's going to be the ripe old age of 26,
Yes.
going
God,
on 34.
I
So if
wish
you
I was
if
26.
you'd like to wish Ryan a happy birthday, go to Facebook at Big Bruiser. Well, that's Twitter. Go to Facebook at Geek Dad Report and wish Ryan a very happy birthday.
Yeah,
Um,
I'll be sitting in a hospital for 5 hours as my wife undergoes surgery. So that's what I get to do on my birthday tomorrow. So
yeah. Well, you can tell Ryan to his face right now, happy birthday, but if you've probably noticed, you can't actually see Ryan's face right now. That is
yes.
because we are having some technical difficulties that we finally got to the bottom of, and hopefully it will be fixed soon. But we did not want to not record the show for everybody. So tonight, Ryan will be played by the wonderful Finn.
Yes.
Yeah, this is Ryan tonight. But you will hear Ryan's beautiful, majestic voice bellowing from the sky or Utah
Yes.
via the internet.
For those of you that are listening on iTunes, it doesn't matter anyway, so
Yeah,
it's all the same.
which is another reason why we record. Not that we don't care about our YouTube viewers, because we do. We care very much about you guys, which is why I am in the whole screen tonight. My beautiful face. Hopefully you think it's
Yes.
beautiful like I do.
And people really enjoy this better, then maybe we'll just move to
Yeah.
the
Well, it's
Brian.
not like we get a lot of complaints about your hideous face. Nobody says
Yeah,
that.
I've gotten some complaints personally, but
Hey, man. I'm sorry that your wife talks to you like that. I've tried to tell her
yeah,
differently. She's just
it's
mean.
just it happens.
But anyway, yeah, well, if you're wondering what's going on with our wonderful systems here, needless to say, it is a Windows 10 issue. Go figure.
Yes.
So, anybody who has Windows 10 or 8 or 8.1 knows exactly what we're going through. So, I almost actually titled our last episode, Damn It, Where Are Our MacBooks? Because they are coming soon. So,
Yeah.
hopefully, we'll have this fixed soon, and we'll be back to the side by side views that everyone knows and loves, and Ryan will be his beautiful facade will be part of the show again. But until then, you just have to listen to his voice and my face, and hopefully we can get through it together.
I even put on my nice hat tonight.
But yeah, he did.
Yeah.
He's wearing pants and a shirt.
I don't know. I even wore pants.
You know
I
what
might. As well,
sucks?
you know what, Brian? I'm just going to take my pants off right now because there's just no point
You
in
might
this.
as well. Oh, he did it. Wow, dude, commando, not a good look, man.
Oh,
I mean, we're close,
oh
but
God.
come on.
This. Haven't you seen the flesh-covered underwear?
Yeah, I have, but that was not flesh covered underwear. You know what the worst part about this is? I can't sneak drinks while you're talking and distracting the audience. Now all
Yes.
the audience sees me, so when you're talking
That's
and I'm drinking, I'm gonna
should
put
have.
Finn up like this.
You should have just chugged your drink like I did right before the episode started, and then
Thanks, Ryan.
everything would be just fine.
You know what I realized too is now I'm gonna have to like entertain people while we're talking because they're just gonna see my face, so I can't just be looking off into like nothing. I gotta like dance or make funny faces. I don't know. We're gonna really test my abilities here, people. We'll see. We'll see how
Yes.
this goes. We will see how this
And-
goes. Well, before we start the show, Ryan, I want to sing happy birthday to you because it's your birthday. So everybody
No,
join me
stop.
wherever
No,
you're at, maybe on the train, listening,
stop.
or maybe at
No.
work, and we're all going to sing together. So,
You're like
happy
a jerk.
birthday, sweet Ryan. Happy birthday, sweetie poo. Happy birthday to the best co-host in the whole world. Happy birthday to you. Hey!
Thank you.
I only seen that because I can't be with you in person tomorrow because I'm stuck in Seattle and you are in Utah. So
I'll I'll have someone bring me some beers because I'm out of beer.
my sweet Ryan. Yeah.
I'll toast it.
Somebody bring Ryan beer and say it's for me.
Yes.
You get a shout out on the show. And maybe I'll send you $6. $6.25 if you're really lucky.
Sounds good.
So yeah. So on that note,
Should we roll this thing out?
Ryan, let's start the show.
Yay!
Let me turn the music up here.
Yeah,
There it is.
oh, we the bad boys. Sip the cane. Yeah. C's, that's Sam. For the aces. Let's go.
Well, Deadpool's here again, making an appearance. What do you think about that, Ryan?
I think it's pretty awesome because Deadpool has made a shitload of money so far. So
Yeah, we're going to talk a lot about that. We didn't have a lot of news this week, so we kind of filled it in with Deadpool news because everybody was talking about Deadpool. At least I know I do.
yeah, and we're not like totally trying to cash in on everyone talking about Deadpool tonight either. So
You speak for yourself. I'm hashtagging the shit out of this. Well, anyway, do you have a Geek Dad moment of the week, Ryan, since that's what we love talking about? Oh, wait. Welcome, everybody, to episode 45 of the Geek Dad Report. The one show dedicated, formulated, specially created to making sure that Ryan is very well represented. And Deadpool as well, because we mentioned Deadpool's in theaters, and if you haven't seen Deadpool, you should check out our spoiler-free review on Geek Dad Report Real Reviews. Also on our YouTube page that you could subscribe to, Geek Dad Report. Yeah, so that's what we're dedicated to. And making sure you guys know all the stuff you need to know.
It's late.
It's late. I lost a moment. I took my kids to go see Zootopia tonight, which was awesome. Well, I'm not saying anything about the movie. I'm saying taking them was awesome. It was a cool experience.
Yes. When is that one release again?
March 4th. So I do not know when the embargo
4th.
is going to be lifted. Sometime, probably the first week of March. So me and my daughter, a little side note here, we're going to be recording her first ever review. We're going to do a Geek Dad Report Real Reviews Daddy-Daughter special episode. So she's going to do the review with me, and we're going to post that on our Facebook page, YouTube site. So everyone look forward to that. Zootopia Real Review is coming soon. So
I look forward to it.
Well, since I've already started, I guess I'll talk about my
animated talker. So I look forward to it.
I don't know where she gets that from.
I have no idea whatsoever.
Well, since I'm already talking about that, I might as well talk about my Geek Dad moment of the week. I'll start this time.
Okay.
Yeah, basically, it was taking my kids to Zootopia. It was a lot of fun. My youngest, she was 3.5. It's the first time she ever actually has gone to a movie, so she was really excited about this. And we took her, and of course, it was 3D. So she's sitting in the movie theater. We get the 3D glasses on. Now she's watched some 3D movie. Her daycare lady has a 3D television, so she knows 3D, but she's never seen it on a big screen before. And so she's sitting there, and the first thing they do is, they're like, put on your 3D glasses, and they got the floating glasses. Yeah. And she's like, oh my God, I can see the glasses. They're right there. And she's like top of her lungs. And she's like, I can see them. I can see them. And everyone's kind of chuckling. And then, the Disney castle comes on and all the fireworks. And she's like, it's Disneyland. I want to go there. And she's trying to touch it and the fireworks. And so it was pretty fun. It was a cool moment. But
that's awesome.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. And then after the movie, like I said, I was talking to my daughter about the movie, about my oldest. She's 6. And talking to her about, the review that we're going to probably record tomorrow, and, kind of just asking her what her thoughts are so she can kind of start thinking about what she wants to talk about. And so she's just babbling away about, oh, we should talk about this, and I like this character, and I like that character. And so she starts talking, and I was like, well, what did you really like about it? So she starts talking about an actual individual scene, about something that happened in the movie. And she's like, oh, you know what, Daddy, I can't talk about that. She goes, that would be a spoiler, and we can't do spoilers. And I'm like, you know what? 30-year-old men are idiots posting things on Facebook. They don't get it, but my 6-year-old is smarter than all of them and understands that you can't talk about things that might spoil the movie.
That's why you're raising her right, Brian.
That's right. So, yeah, you can look forward to a very spoiler-free review. So that was my kind of Geek Dad moment of the week. It was fun. Family movies. We've done movies before with my oldest, but not with the whole family. So it was a fun experience. And the last little thing, there's something happens in the movie and nobody dies, but somebody's in a hospital, and my wife goes, oh, Charlie, to my youngest, she's like, oh, you see what just happened? And Charlie goes, did he die? She stands up and she's like, oh no! And everybody in the theater just starts dying laughing. So it was pretty funny.
That was good.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. And it was a good experience. It was a lot of fun. So that was my Geek Dad moment week. So I'm very excited. I'm very much looking forward to doing my review with my daughter. So it'd be pretty cool.
Well, my Geek Dad moment of the week is when my son Lincoln and I decided to play some Xbox a couple nights ago, and God, that's distracting, Brian. I can't. I always look at you when I'm talking. Uh,
All right. I'll put Finn away.
so
I'll let you talk.
we're playing hockey because he really likes to play the hockey on the Xbox 360, and we were just. We had that a moment where he stole the puck from someone, and he went down and he tried to shoot it, and and he missed it. But we both thought he was gonna make it, so we both started we were both cheering as he was going. And then when he missed it, we both just kind of started punching each other and stuff like that. So it was kind of a fun, it reminded me of being with my college buddies or something, but it was my 6-year-old son. So. That was kind of a fun moment for us when we were playing video games and just yelling and screaming at the screen and shoulder bumping each other because we were sitting next to each other and stuff. So it was a lot of fun. So I would say that was my geek moment of the week. Geek Dad.
Those are the good times when the geek moments and the sports dad moments kind of interlock and they become one.
Yeah.
And you're high-fiving your son as you're nerding out.
Yeah, he really wants to get Madden. And so I think that would probably take this to a whole new level because Madden's been my jam since I was a kid. So
yeah, the hard part is the competitive fires and you will start kicking in, and you just can't let them win, but you don't want to crush them too badly because if you beat them 200-0, they don't ever want to play you again.
I do not go easy on my son when it comes to video.
It's football, people.
Yeah, don't be so predictable and run the ball up the middle every fucking time.
Yeah, you know what? Sorry, you run pump block. I'm going to do a slant and take it to the house every time. Sorry. Yep. That's how it rolls, man. There are no participation medals. I don't care what anybody says. No participation medals. At least not in football. Or games. Or
we could have a whole sports episode.
Yeah, life doesn't give you a participation medal.
Yes.
All right, well, on that note, we got some ninja news for everybody. And because no one's recorded a new theme song for us, or I haven't got my daughters to do it either, me and Ryan, going to continue to sing our ninja news song, which is glorious.
I'm ready.
Are you ready? On 3, ready? Yes. Go.
Go, ninja.
Go, ninja, go. Hey!
Go, ninja, go, ninja, go.
Yeah.
It's in the air. Punch, punch.
Yeah.
I'm totally
Deadpool.
doing a whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah. Oh,
ninja.
Hey.
Ninja. Rap. Ninja. Deadpool.
This is not the kind of news that we need. Oh, I took out Ryan. All right. All right. Yeah, that was Ryan. I'm not gonna lie. That was pretty bad on your part.
I'm sorry.
Just because your face isn't part of the show doesn't mean you can't give 110%. I feel like that was 7% of nothing.
If you put me back in, Coach, I'll.
After that performance, you'll be lucky if you're not doing bear crawls for the next 3 weeks straight. All right. You know what? I will forgive you if you do 3 hip thrusts, 5 ass slaps, and 1 good game, and you can get back in.
All right. Sounds good. I'll do it right now.
Let's bring on Ninja News. Star Wars news, people, as always. Where's my button? Boom. I feel like I've got too much red. You know what? I love Kylo, but we're going back to the old school. Here we go. Shows up much better. Boom. You hear that lightsaber, people? I'm only using the prop again because it's just me on camera, so I have to do something.
Yes.
Woo! All right, whatever.
You do have a couple of good Star Wars things.
We do. We only had 2 because Star Wars news isn't going away, but it's definitely simmering down a little bit. I'm still waiting for the Rogue One trailer or some information about it to drop, considering the movie comes out in December.
Well, and also considering that Episode 8 has already shown more than the Rogue One trailer, so.
Yeah, what Ryan's talking about is Star Wars, Mark Hamill and Star Wars and everybody kind of released this little, I don't know, it was 20-second teaser about Episode 8 being filmed. It already shows one scene of Luke Skywalker looking all Luke Skywalkers. I guess Mark Hamill looking Luke Skywalkers. And they show the production crew saying, yeah, filming 8 is, Episode 8 is underway, and everyone's all excited and high-fiving each other. Basically, they just did that to get everybody excited and let everybody know that they're filming it. It's going to be ready for next year, which we all knew was going to happen anyway. But yes, this is more than we've gotten for Rogue One. I just want something from Rogue One. I don't need a 5-minute trailer. I don't need to know what the movie's about. I just want to see some footage. The movie releases in 10 months. it's done shooting, so there's got to be something. I mean, the rumor is that they're going to release a trailer, or at least the first teaser during Civil War, Marvel Civil War. And it is possible. Disney's got so many big movies coming up over the summer. They don't want to get people too ramped up now. They want everybody thinking about Marvel. And then
they want people to start thinking about the ones that are coming soon and not the ones that are further down the pipeline. So.
Well, and to be honest, Star Wars Episode 7 is still It's still a top 5 movie every single week. So they're still showing trailers for Episode 7. So, I don't know. Whatever. But hopefully we'll get something soon, at least have some information on that. But Episode 8 is filming. We do not anticipate any trailer. They're probably the first trailer for Episode 8, or at least teaser, will be with Rogue One. That would be my guess. But the little bit of news that did also break when they announced they were filming Episode 8 is that they had a full cast list, and Benicio del Toro and Laura Dern, a few people that were rumored for the movie, are in fact been confirmed for the movie. So it is believed that Benicio del Toro is going to play a villain. A lot of people think that he's going to be Grand Admiral Thrawn. A lot of people think he's going to be introduced into the official canon. There's a lot of speculation that he's going to be introduced on Rebels here soon. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. And the book Aftermath kind of teases a possible Grand Admiral Thrawn. For those who don't know who that is, he was a super smart alien admiral in the old expanded universe, now known as Legend. So he was one of the greatest adversaries of the New Republic when the books came out. So he was in the Hand of Thrawn trilogy. Even though those books are now not official canon, I do recommend everybody read them. They are some of the best books, Star Wars books I've ever read. So he's a great character, and if they could find a way to incorporate him into the new Star Wars canon, I think that would be awesome. So I am all for that. Let's see. The other bit of Star Wars news that we have for you guys has nothing to do with anything new. In fact, we're going to go way, way back. It has to do with Episode 3. I almost said Episode 1, but we don't care about that.
Original cut.
The original 1977 cut. So those familiar with Star Wars,
35 millimeter film.
Yeah, this is going to be a little just story that you already know, but for those of you who don't know what we're talking about. So the reason why, well, first the news is basically that somebody got a copy of the 35 millimeter original film, like Ryan was saying, and put it on the internet. However you upload it to the internet from film, they did it, and the entire movie in its original glory is now available to view. I had the link somewhere. We have the link on our Facebook page if you want to go to it. The film is technically illegal because it was not given permission by 20th Century Fox nor Disney to be uploaded to the internet, so I don't know how long it's going to be up there. But it is there. It hasn't been taken down yet, so if you want to watch it, now's your chance to check it out. The reason why this is a big deal is because George Lucas went back and changed a lot of things, and one of the most infamous changes was the fact that Han used to, in the original cut, had shot Greedo first. Well, in the new cut, now Greedo shoots at Han and Han shoots him. And plus they add a really bad CGI Jabba the Hutt. And there's a lot of stuff.
I don't even know why that scene was in there.
It was one of those things where everyone felt like Lucas was tinkering just to tinker, and it didn't necessarily improve the film. I'm not one who hates the new version of it. I mean, it's whatever. It's Star Wars. To me, I've seen the original a bunch of times, so to me, I know what I've already seen. To me, this is just like all right, whatever. It's a director's cut. But there's a lot of people who've never seen the original, which is a travesty. You should always have access to the original cut. So George Lucas, the reason why this is a really, really big deal, honestly, though, is because George Lucas said they went in and adjusted the original film with the new version. So that's why he could never release an original cut, because they altered the actual film. So nobody knows where this film came from or who got their, how this Star Wars fan group got their hands on it. But it is up right now. And like I said, it's up on our Facebook page. So if you guys want to check it out, head over to Geek Dad Report on Facebook, and we have the link there. But yeah, that's pretty much all the Star Wars news we got. So, moving on to the next biggest thing in our universe right now, Deadpool.
Woohoo!
And if you haven't seen Deadpool, you could watch our spoiler-free review.
You might be finding yourself in the minority pretty soon.
Yeah, and you will find yourself in the minority. Why will you find yourself in the minority, Ryan?
Because they made almost $150 million over the weekend.
Over the 4-day weekend. It broke the record over a 3-day weekend of $130 million. To put that in perspective, people, that is bigger than every single X-Men and Marvel movie not named Avengers. So Deadpool is bigger than, well, I don't know if it was bigger than the original Spider-Man. So let's just say X-Men and the current Marvel movies. So Thor, Captain America,
Iron Man.
Yeah, I mean, Well, if you've seen Deadpool, you know why this is not a shocker. This movie is fantastic. Me and Ryan both loved it. But it is breaking so many records. It is the biggest opening in February ever. It's the biggest R-rated opening ever. And the reason why that's a big deal is because it's now showing studios what we've all known is that R-rated movies, comic movies, can be really successful. And just because you give it an R rating does not mean it's going to not make money.
Well, and did you hear about Fox came out and said at a convention that the next Wolverine movie, Wolverine 3, they're going to make it R-rated now.
Well,
because
and to your point, I mean, Deadpool's success is going to ripple through. It's going to send a ripple through comic book universe, especially with Fox. They've done so many things wrong. Their X-Men universe, say what you want to about it. It's financially successful, but it's kind of by the fans. I mean, nobody ever seems to really love and adore the X-Men universe that Fox has done like they do, say, Marvel or even, DC to an extent. But this shows Fox like, hey, we have something that worked. Fantastic Four was an utter flop. This is not. This is huge for us. And so, of course they're gonna start saying, okay, well, what else can we duplicate Deadpool's success? And my only concern with that is I hope they don't start saying, okay, well, let's take the next Fantastic Four movie, let's slap some boobs, some comedy, and a bunch of violence, and we'll say it's rated R and people will go. I will say this, Caitlin on our website, on Watch Play Read's website, she wrote a really, interesting, really decent article about what we're talking about right now. So if you want a written kind of talking point of what we're saying, head over there and check that out. But basically, Deadpool wasn't successful because it was rated R. Deadpool was successful because it took a character that is inherently rated R and didn't try and neuter him and put him as he is on screen. And that is why Deadpool is successful. So I think Wolverine is inherently a rated R character, so I think he would work really, really well as a rated R character. But I don't want him to all of a sudden just take X-Men and make it rated R or,
Or did everyone just start dropping F-bombs all over the place?
Yeah, I mean, now, I will say, one of the rumors is the X-Force, something that, we talked about last week about Ryan Reynolds is really lobbying for an X-Force movie, which would have Cable, could have a version of Wolverine, Psylocke, Deadpool. It could be great as a rated R property, and that probably would work really well as a rated R property, so that's not a giant stretch. But, I don't want them to turn every X-Men movie into, like you said, just dropping F-bombs and doing... Now, don't get me wrong, I think it would be good. I mean, the X-Men universe is inherently a kind of a rated R universe in general. It's very violent and...
Yeah, a lot of bad stuff happens in there.
Yeah, there's a lot of bad stuff that happens to the X-Men, but at the same time, I don't want them to be like, let's make a rated R Spider-Man, and, let's make a... we think Tony Stark should be rated R now. It's just... hopefully they learn the right lessons from this and not the wrong ones, but... I don't know. Whatever. But anyway, we are very excited. Wolverine rated R would be good. Hopefully it's like we just talked about. They take the character and just allow him to be Wolverine, and it happens to be rated R instead of just adding some boobs and more violence and calling it rated R. So anyway, but we don't care. We're pretty excited about that. Speaking of Cable possibly being in Deadpool, which we reported last week that sounds like he's going to be in the sequel, actors are now starting to lobby for the role of Cable. So the first up is Stephen Lang, who everyone may know from Avatar. He was the evil general who was just kind of a jerk. He wants to be... Yeah, he was a big jerk. He wants to be Cable, and he even went as far as kind of posting a picture of him training and hashtagging Cable, and so people put up some cool fan art. So I don't know. I think it'd be cool. There's a lot of people. Somebody did a Keira Knightley Cable, which actually looked kind of cool. A female Cable. I'd be all right with that.
I don't know. I like the Stephen Lang, the one that he posted him in the gym and stuff like that. He's got the jaw for it.
Yeah,
I think.
I think he looks just like Cable. I mean, you're not going to make it completely perfect. Cable's like in the comic, like 6'5", about 280. He looks like a giant wrestler.
Yeah, but he's got white hair.
He's got white hair. He's old, but doesn't look old at all.
Yeah, he's old, but he got the body of like a 20-year-old.
He's got that Magneto complex going on where the dude's like 65, but looks like he's about 30 with white hair.
Yeah, that's true.
They're like, let's just give him white hair. That'll make everyone think he's old. So I don't know, but I think he'd be great. I don't care. I mean, as long as the same people are in charge that were in charge of the first Deadpool, all the casting was spot on. I'm sure they'll do a great job. So whatever. I'm really excited. I'm looking forward to seeing who they cast as Cable. Well, a little bit of other fun Deadpool news is right now fans are lobbying to get Deadpool to host Saturday Night Live as Deadpool. So not Ryan Reynolds. They want Deadpool to host Saturday Night Live, which would be
No.
it would already be the greatest Saturday Night Live of all time.
I honestly have not watched a full episode of Saturday Night Live and like since Will Ferrell and all those guys left. But I would watch the shit out of a Deadpool Saturday Night Live episode.
The ratings would be ginormous. I mean, it would
Yeah.
just be it would crush every. It would be the highest rated Saturday Night Live episode of all time. I mean, it would be epic in just about all proportions. I think
It would break this 9/11 episode records.
I can't imagine any skit where you could put Deadpool in that could not immediately make it hilarious. Because, I mean, you could be like, Deadpool goes and orders a Happy Meal. I mean, and you could turn that into a funny sketch. I mean, I'm sure the writers are just foaming at the mouth to make this happen. So, you know, obviously there's a lot of logistic issues. You have NBC, Fox, Marvel, Ryan Reynolds. There was so many things that would have to go right to make this happen, but as of today, there was 25,000 signatures on the petition to get this done. So we posted the link on our Facebook page if you guys want to go sign the petition. You know, my guess is this thing's going to end up with over 100,000 petitions signatures on the petition.
I am going to go sign my name onto it.
Yeah, it's probably not going to happen, but hey, you know what? Neither was the Deadpool movie, and it did. So. Yeah. You know what? Whatever. We are super excited.
Just dream a dream, guys. Just dream that dream.
Dream big. Anything can happen. So, a guy who dreams big is a wonderful character from last year called John Wick. Keanu Reeves made an epic comeback with the Hitman from Hell that you just did not want to piss off because.
And you don't kill his dog.
You definitely don't kill his dog. And I don't know what else. I mean, basically, if you haven't seen the movie, basically, and picture Neo is a hitman.
But like super badass. It was, I think, on a lot of levels that movie was really good.
Well, it was partially good because you weren't expecting it to be good. Like you didn't know what this movie was. I remember going to see it just because I like Keanu Reeves and I thought the trailer looked cool, and I was like, this movie's so awesome. But it has a new name. It's going to be John Wick Chapter 2, kind of hinting that maybe they're going to build a bigger universe. I mean, the first one was a runaway hit. Second one, if it's anything like the first one, will probably do really well. So it's possible. I mean, if we got 3 damn Taken movies. As Deadpool said, how many times can you take the daughter? At some point, that's just bad parenting.
Yeah.
This, you could get 2 or 3 or 4 John Wick movies. So John Wick Chapter 2 will be hitting theaters February 10th, 2017. So we got about a year to wait. But that's coming soon. So something to look forward to. Something else to look forward to if you're a sci-fi fan. Maybe if you are a sci-fi fan, maybe you didn't like this movie, but I don't know, whatever. Like this guy. Blade Runner 2.
The first Blade Runner wasn't that bad.
You know, I'm not going to say it was bad. I didn't think it was a bad movie. I just found it kind of boring, honestly. I didn't have the transcendent experience that so many people seem to have with Blade Runner. So,
well, I mean, I didn't honestly watch it until like 3 or 4 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I thought it was all right for a science fiction movie and that kind of stuff. But like for all my friends that they saw it, you know, as a kid. You know, and it has a much bigger impact on, you know, people when they're younger. But I think when you're just kind of watching from a purely adult perspective, you're like, it's all right.
I'd like to watch it again. I watched it in that kind of in-between age when I'd already seen a lot of sci-fi that was really entertaining, and I'd kind of gotten into the fantasy sci-fi, honestly, where Blade Runner is much more of a hardcore science fiction story, and I just found it slow and kind of boring, like I said, which is, I've been called a heretic by many of my sci-fi brethren for my stance on Blade Runner, but I got it recorded on my DVR. It was on HBO or something the other day, so I recorded it. I would like to watch it again as an adult, just to maybe see if I found something different, you know, had a different opinion of it. But anyway, if you are really excited for the sequel, it's going to star Ryan Gosling, and Harrison Ford is going to come back as Deckard. It is going to come out January 12th of 2018. So we got a little bit of time. We got a couple of years before that's going to hit theaters. But at least we have a date, and I think it starts shooting this July. So there you go. Another movie that's going to start shooting here real soon is Transformers 5. Michael Bay and, I don't know what's his name, Mark Wahlberg, Marky Mark and his dancing underwear ads have signed on for the 5th movie. I don't know what it's about. I like Michael Bay. I like Transformers. Transformers 4 really kind of turned me off for the franchise. I thought it was really, really boring. But
Seen past the second one, so
yeah, I mean, I like 1, 2, and 3. They're pretty fun, I guess. I mean, they're kind of mindless, stupid, dumb movies, but they're usually entertaining. The last one was just really long and made no sense, which is saying something considering most of Transformers movies don't really make a lot of sense anyway. But
yeah.
it's I don't know. But they're coming out, so if you're excited about that, the first one comes out next year. It's going to open opposite of Wonder Woman, I believe, in June 12th or 13th. I don't know. I had more specific dates, but we lost all our news earlier today, so I had to Cliff Notes version the news, so we lost some of the exact dates. I have the date that it's coming out listed on our Facebook page. If you guys want to go there and check it out there, it is available. But don't worry, you won't miss it. Guaranteed Paramount's going to throw up about $8 billion worth of teasers and trailers and posters saying when it's going to come out. So I don't know. Like I said, it opens opposite Wonder Woman. I don't know if DC will blink. I guess we'll see if they move Wonder Woman based on probably how Batman v Superman does.
5, I don't know. I think Wonder Woman could hold her own against.
Yeah, but Transformers makes a lot of money, man. Transformers 4 was terrible, and it made over $1 billion. It's like Fast and Furious movies, man. They just print money.
Yeah.
You could put anybody in the movie, and it would just probably make $1 billion. I don't know. But Transformers 6 and 7 have also been slated, and they are going to come out 2017 and 18. I don't know what days. So probably in the summer. My guess is June. One of them is going to be, I believe, a Bumblebee standalone movie, which I don't know anybody wanted, but hey, we're going to get it. So, woo-hoo.
Yeah.
You're a Transformers fan. You got 3 more years of back-to-back Transformers movies. Guaranteed.
And they want to sell those toys, so.
Yeah. Another movie that no one asked for and no one's probably excited about, but hey, we'll talk about it. Pinocchio is getting a live-action remake, like every single one of those stories. I do not believe it's actually by Disney. It's going to be one of those ones that, because it's, the properties are just open-ended properties like Sherlock Holmes that anybody can make.
They're, shit, now I can't think of it.
I forget, I don't know, actually, I don't know if Sherlock is one, but I know, like, all the Grimm's fairy tales are one. But, yeah, Pinocchio's getting made. It's going to star Robert Downey Jr., which is kind of intriguing. To be directed by Ron Howard, so that's enough star power there that it'll probably be decent. Don't really know what it's about. Apparently it's a reimagining a little bit, so I don't know.
Yeah, we'll see what we get.
Whatever. No date on the release date. I don't know. It'll probably Robert Downey will do it after Iron Man 9 comes out, so I'm sure it'll be soon.
Yeah.
Julianne Moore is in talks to play the villainess in the new Kingsman movie, the sequel to that smash hit that was awesome. That is a good movie.
I really, really enjoyed it. My wife and I watched it together, and we both really liked it. And I understand there's some people that didn't like it for whatever reason, but
Ryan,
it was
they're called
awesome.
They're called people who hate fun.
Yeah, true.
Hey, and funny story, that is yet another rated R comic book movie. So,
yes,
based on a comic book. If you didn't know, check out Kingsman if you have not seen it. It's really good. But Julianne Moore, she's the first one had Samuel L. Jackson as the villain, so it looks like they're going to continue to get these, classically trained actors, these well-known, really good actors and actresses to play the villains, which I think is awesome. So they play him very James Bond villainish, very evil but very cool at the same time. So looking forward to that.
I like Julianne Moore, so I look forward to it.
Yeah, should be good. She's a good actress. So another movie that I'm actually kind of looking forward to, even though I have no reason to look forward to this, is San Andreas 2 is actually going to happen. It's going to bring back The Rock. And
is there going to be another earthquake?
I don't know. The taglines for this write themselves. In a world where California was destroyed by one giant earthquake, The Rock yet again will have to save it from another giant earthquake.
This time, we're going deep into the
This
crap.
time, the earth means business.
Yes.
And not even The Rock can stop what's coming.
Dwayne Johnson's going to dive deep into the crack of the earth and do some damage.
And he's going to destroy its hot mantle.
Yes.
Yeah, some geologist jokes for you guys. But I don't know. I don't care. You know what? The Rock could wrestle Martians and I'd still watch it. He's just, that guy, for everything I've heard about him, he's just like the coolest dude to be around. And I don't know. He's fun to watch. His movies sometimes are absolute garbage, but they're still super entertaining because he is just awesome to watch. I mean, he's got Baywatch coming out. That movie has terrible crap, spectacular crappy written all over it, and it'll probably make $100 million opening weekend, and everyone will love it.
Yeah, it's like Adam Sandler movies. People will go see them for no fucking reason because.
So is that where we draw the line when The Rock signs a deal with Netflix? We no longer watch his movies.
I don't know. We'll see.
Let's see. Something that we are going to be watching also, regardless, is the new Daredevil series, season 2, which airs I think March 18th. I think it's coming up soon, next month. That's about a month away. They just released a new trailer for actually I think it's the first full length trailer of the season 2, and it looks fucking fantastic.
Yeah, I am very excited for more Daredevil. It was I still haven't finished Jessica Jones. I got like halfway through that first season.
Yeah, I'll give you the Cliff Notes version.
Yeah, but like Daredevil, I'm gonna be binge watching as much as I can, and I'm like passing out on the couch, like still trying to just like hold my eyeballs open, like a Clockwork Orange style, and just like try and watch just as much as I can because I love the Daredevil show.
I'm with you. If you guys haven't checked out the trailer, it's on our Facebook page. It's also I put it on a Twitter account. It is awesome. It shows Punisher, Elektra. I don't care. This is going to be a great season. It's going to be dark. It looks like Daredevil's going to get his ass kicked a lot by the Punisher. So I am really excited about it. So check that out and let us know what you think if you're as excited as we are. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, another movie we are very excited about, has officially started shooting. James Gunn took to his Facebook page today and posted the first kind of teaser image of Volume 2. It shows the whole cast kind of in a silhouette, but it was interesting because it showed a little baby Groot, fully formed, but about this big.
Like 4 feet tall?
No, he's about this big on Drax's shoulder.
Oh, nice.
So, yeah, so, I don't know how big he'll be in the movie, but it looks like he's pretty small. But more interesting, they actually gave out the entire cast list, and the long-rumored Kurt Russell has been officially confirmed that he is in this movie. So let the speculation begin as who he's playing. Pretty much the popular theory is he's going to be Star-Lord's dad.
Yeah, he's got to be Star-Lord's dad.
Yeah, I mean, I can't think of anybody else he actually would be. So if anybody's can think of somebody that Kurt Russell's going to play besides Star-Lord's dad, please let us know. But I just can't even think of anything. And I mean, to be fair, I haven't read a ton of Guardians of the Galaxy, so I don't know how many of these characters that are in it that he might be. But I don't know. My guess is that's who he's going to play. So we'll see. Predator, a movie that me and Ryan adore, is getting another sequel-ish remake, kind of.
Predator 2 was
cool. I liked it.
It was all right. But Predator 1...
it's gold compared to those crappy sequels after it.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I haven't seen anything after Predator. I mean, I think I saw Predator versus Alien. I can't vaguely remember
There's a PG-13 movie that needs to be R. Jesus.
Yeah.
Hey, guess who that's made by Fox?
The first time I saw Predator, my mom was gone. And it was coming up on HBO, and I said, "Dad, can I watch this?" He's like, "Well, what is it?" And he like looked and he goes, "Oh, Predator," and he's like, "That's rated R." And I was like, "Yeah, but I can watch it, Dad. I totally can watch this." He goes, "All right."
That movie gave me nightmares when I was like 9.
Just don't tell your mom, and if anything happened, you do not tell me. So that was like the first rated R movie I watched. I sat like 4 feet from the giant. We had a huge big screen. And I just sat up practically with my face on top of it, just watching it. God, I love the shit out of that movie.
Well, the reason why me and Ryan are going down memory lane when it comes to Predator is because The Predator is officially coming out. It's going to be written and directed by Shane Black, who, if anybody doesn't know who he is, he was actually one of the members of the team, Arnold's team in the first movie. And he also wrote and directed movies like Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, Iron Man 3. So, he does a lot of humor, and he's familiar with the Predator property. So, I don't know. I have a little bit of hope. This is a passion project for him. He loves the movie. It's one of his first movies he did. So, if you don't know who he is, he was the guy with the glasses who always made the funny jokes. and he was the first person who died immediately. So I'm not going to say spoiler alert because if you haven't seen a movie from the mid-'80s, that's on you.
Yeah, that's true.
But that is Shane Black's character, and
Come on, the Predator, the original movie, has so much testosterone just in like the first half an
oh
hour.
my god, it's epic! Giant guns, people, you know.
Jesse Ventura.
You're bleeding. I ain't got time to bleed. You got time to duck? Boom, grenades, explosions. I love that movie. It's so good. But this one gives me a little bit of hope because it's not necessarily a sequel. They're calling it a sequel reboot. Shane said he came up with a really cool idea that he doesn't have to, completely reboot the franchise, but he wants to bring it back to the basics, which is a great idea. I know Predators was supposed to kind of try and do that, but it really didn't. So I don't know. I have a much higher hope for somebody who was actually involved with the original movie taking the reins on this. So I don't know. We'll see. No data when it's going to start shooting or when it's coming out. Basically, they just gave some basic information and put up a cool teaser that basically said, this time you won't see him coming or something like that. We posted it, guess what, on our Facebook page. So if you want to check it out, it's there. But we are pretty excited about that. So we got a couple little last things, and we'll try and blow through them real quick. Game of Thrones released yet another teaser for season 6. I believe it's coming out the end of April, so we're gonna start seeing more stuff. Surprise! The teaser basically just teases a lot more death. It promises people are gonna die. Shocker. Yes. Whatever. It's Game of Thrones.
There's already like 3 people that should be dead by now.
Yeah. Spoiler: everyone's gonna die. We already know that. So hey, Emily Blunt, someone who I hope never dies because she's awesome, is in talks for the Mary Poppins sequel. Whatever. I got a crush on Emily Blunt, so I'll watch it. Hey, man, she was in that movie Day After Tomorrow. Edge of Tomorrow with Tom Cruise. That movie's awesome.
Yes.
She's a badass in that. She does like this yoga thing, like where she's like on her fingertips and she's like lifting her legs in the air. Badass. Something that I'm not sure is badass or not yet. I haven't heard a lot about it. DC is, guess what? Rebooting all their comic books yet again.
Again?
So, DC's launching, I believe this summer, a new saga basically called Rebirth. It's they're rebirthing all their comic books, but apparently they're bringing their old comic books, their existing comic books, and future comic books together. I'm not really sure. So it sounds like everyone complained that they didn't get to have their old characters, so now they're bringing those characters back, but they don't want to get rid of all the new 52 that they've established. So I don't know. It sounds like they're taking all their history and putting them in a blender, hitting blend.
Probably.
The only good news out of this is that DC has apparently come up with a new initiative that they are going to only charge $2.99 for their comic books, and that is a firm thing. So all their new issues are only going to be $2.99, which is anybody who watches our Comics You Crave, just about everything's $3.99 at this point. So that's good news.
It's pretty good savings.
Well, especially since Marvel, a lot of times when they relaunch number ones, they do it at like $5.99.
Yeah,
so
shit of money.
Anyway, so that's coming up. Some cool news that isn't official yet, but it's something that the FCC is pushing for, is we may be changing, the future may change how our cable box, how we use and what we use to get our cable. So anybody who's got cable or satellite knows that basically you're kind of anchored to your company, and you have to pay whatever stupid, ridiculous fees they think you should pay to have your DVR box. Lots of times, I know I pay over $30 a month to have a couple boxes. A lot of people are doing the same thing, and we're wondering why, especially when you have things like Xbox One and PlayStation 4s and Apple TVs, where you can basically do the same exact thing as your cable box is doing, but you just can't do it. So, so the FCC has ordered all the cable companies that they're going to have to start sharing all that information with third-party vendors in an effort to they want to see more competition because they want to see the price of these boxes go down and innovation go up. So this is something that's coming, and the FCC is going to make it happen where soon you may be able to watch cable through your Roku box, or you may be able to just plug in your cable to your Xbox One and use it as a DVR, so you don't have to pay all those ridiculous fees every single month to just have a box that you can't watch cable without. So,
well, make sure you have a big hard drive space on your Xbox One, because
I'll be buying the 4 terabyte hard drive you can get now for your Xbox. So, but it's cool news and it's progress, and cable companies and satellite companies have been dragging their heels as hard as humanly possible to go into the future. So,
yeah, because they make money off that shit.
Yes, definitely. Last couple of things. Well, we won't dive too much into it. I just want to mention it. Right now, Apple and the government is in a heated I don't know, court case that's about to start. Basically, the government wants Apple to make a backdoor into all their encryption so that the government has a key that they can access it whenever possible, whenever they need to, in the interest of national security. This is kind of arisen because
in the interest of national security.
Yeah, well, this has kind of risen. Well, this isn't kind of it. This issue is popped up because the terrorists that were involved in the San Bernardino shooting have iPhones, and the FBI and the government can't get into them, so they want Apple to decrypt them. And Apple's saying, no, we have a privacy, and we don't want to do it. And part of anybody who's ever owned an Apple device knows that one of the perks of having it is the fact that, you know, it's much harder to hack than just about anything else. And Apple doesn't want to change that. And they're very worried that if they give basically a unlimited key to the government, you know, how long until hackers get that or the government starts misusing it. And
oh yeah,
so yeah, Apple said F you government, said go fuck yourselves, and now they're all going to court to fight about it. So I don't know.
Well, Apple's got the money and they can do it.
You know what, I think this is a good thing. I know some people would argue, and I don't want to turn this into a political debate, but you know, I understand that a lot of people want to do things in the interest of security, but we've already given a lot of security away, and personally I don't trust the government to have an unlimited key access to our phones and iPads and computers that have our entire lives on them. So, I don't know. Anyway, more news. We'll let you guys know what ends up happening, and if you want to follow along, you can. It's pretty much everywhere on the internet. Just Google Apple versus government, and you'll find it. So let us know your thoughts and what you guys think about this. The last little bit of news we got for you guys, kind of a little fun sciencey thing, I guess. I guess on science is tech. Aston Martin, the high-end British car makers, want to make an electric car, which, you know, hey, no surprise, but they want their electric car to look just like all their other cars and go have 800 horsepower.
That's a lot of batteries.
And go 200 miles on one charge. So, yeah.
What is it? I think like the current one's like a little over like 150.
Yeah, hey, I think
I think that's as far as a Tesla gets.
Yeah, so, I mean, clearly this is you know, they want to compete. Well, I don't know if this is a compete with Tesla, because Tesla keeps their price ranges a lot more affordable. I don't know if Aston Martin will ever have an affordable car. But
$100,000 is at a base model's an affordable car,
no,
right?
You can get Teslas for less than $100,000. We got Tesla dealers over here in Washington.
The rad ones.
I'm just saying, you're talking Range Rover price range. Aston Martins are like $185,000. Come on.
Yeah, that's true.
So, I don't know. There's no price on it. They're just starting talks of doing it, but hey, whatever. Go green, everybody. Woo!
Woo!
That's it. That's all Ninja News we got. A lot longer than we thought. We didn't even talk about Walking Dead, which was awesome this week.
Oh, God. Fucking Carl.
Yeah, you know what? This week was not Carl. Fucking Sam. Sam, that douchebag. Yeah. I hate to speak ill of small dead children, but Carol should have just made that kid look at the flowers 3 episodes ago, and there'd be a lot more people still alive.
Well, Carol should stop scaring the shit out of kids. So.
Well, she was right. They got him.
She was. But she was in his head, and that's why he
that kid was a... Okay, you know what? I guess I can't be too judgy on like an 8-year-old kid who's in the zombie apocalypse, who's never had to deal with it before.
That kid deserves to die. My 8-year-old would have been fine.
As one who hasn't read ahead in the comics, I did not see that whole scene coming, and I was like, oh my god! Yeah. People are just getting... Like, in the short span of like 30 seconds, like 5 people died and got eaten horribly. It was like...
And strangely, I was fine with it because they were nobody I cared about, so...
Yeah, same here. I was a little shocked at what happened with Carl, because I believe that just happened in the comics, so I didn't think that would happen for a while, but hey.
Oh, really?
It was a great episode. If you're not watching Walking Dead, what the hell are you doing with your lives?
Yeah, it's the last season and a half have been tremendously great. So, if you haven't been watching, I think now is a good time to start jumping back in.
All right, yeah. There we go. There's our recommendation for the week. Not really, but hey, it's like our mini recommendation for the week. It's better than a lot of stuff we got to review for you guys. So we'll just dive into them. Our reviews this week aren't going to take too long. So first up is Comics You Crave. And while I'm pulling it up, Ryan, would you like to tell everybody what we read this week?
Of course, we read. Well, and because Deadpool and everyone talking about Deadpool and Cable movie, we decided to go. I don't know, I guess you could call it old school for 2004. Is that old school now? I'm not sure.
Yeah, well, it's 12 years ago. I'm going to say it's old school there.
Okay, so Cable and Deadpool #1, published in March 24th, 2004. It has a teen rating, so definitely don't let your kids read it. The writer is Fabian Nicosia, and pencil work is done by Mark Brooks. And that cover that Brian was just showing is done by Rob Liefeld.
Yeah,
And
the original creator of Deadpool.
Yep, the
And I
original.
believe Cable too. I think he created Cable as well.
And so this time, Cable and Wade Wilson / Deadpool come back together. Can they defeat a deadly genetic weaponry, work together without driving each other crazy?
Yeah, that's basically the summary. What this comic book really is, we decided to read it just because with Cable coming in the sequel, we thought it'd be a kind of a fun point to go back and reread some of the old ones. I have not read a lot of the Cable Deadpool series. I mean, I'm familiar with both characters, but I did not read a lot of their team ups. I see why they are so popular. After the first issue is a lot of setup. It doesn't really get to the pay dirt. They don't even meet to the very end of the last page, which made me really want to read more. But
so, if you're gonna get the Deadpool and Cable like this one, I would probably suggest getting the first volume.
Oh,
yeah, get the trade of it. Don't get the first issue. I mean, the first issue is great as a standalone. Like Brian said, I really enjoyed it. I mean, all the Deadpool stuff, like at the very beginning, where he's watching TV and someone calls him and like, oh, it's a Deadpool, and he just drops the phone and like walks away.
And he gets his mask, puts it on. He's like, all right, Deadpool here.
Yeah, comes back with the Deadpool mask on, and hey, this is Deadpool. And the guy. So, it's great, and you get to see a little bit of Cable, and at the very end, you get to see them kind of talking to each other on the last page, and you're like, ah.
Well, what I like about this comic is it does a great job of, if you aren't familiar with the two characters, they set up both characters really well. Yes. So when they meet, you know who they are and kind of what their stories are going forward.
And it's not the first time they've ever met, too.
No, it's not the first time they've met, but if you're a new reader and you're like, oh, Cable Deadpool #1, it does a great job of setting up going forward, so you don't feel like, I don't know who either of these are or why I should be reading these. And if you've never read Deadpool, and you saw the movie and you really love the character, head over to Comixology. I think tomorrow, the 19th, their sale's ending. But right now they're having a monster sale on all Deadpool comic books. You can get, I think I just bought 6 or 7 volumes for about $20 total. So we'll probably have some more reviews on those coming soon. But yeah, it's a great comic. I don't know what to say. It's an older one, so a lot of you guys have probably already read it. But we both highly recommend picking it up. It's the Deadpool you know and love. It's super funny. It's whatever. Cable's great. The story you don't really care about. You're there to read because Deadpool's hilarious and Cable's awesome.
It's good to read if you kind of want an idea of what a Cable Deadpool movie could possibly be.
Yeah.
If you're kind of wondering, if you know everything about each of the characters, but you never see them together, this would probably be a good comic point to start from to get an idea of what is possible for a Cable and Deadpool movie.
Definitely. And this series is called, like I said, it's Cable Deadpool Volume 1. If Looks Could Kill is the first storyline that those two are part of. So if you go to Amazon and put in that, it'll probably pull it up and you can get the whole trade for probably $10 or maybe less. Or head over to Comixology and you can pick up the digital trades for probably $1.99 or 99 cents a piece. So we definitely recommend checking them out. Pretty much anything with Deadpool is great at this point, and we'll keep it short and sweet tonight. The artwork is great. The story is fun. The characters are true to form. Ryan and I, we both give you thumbs up. Buy the comic.
I give you double thumbs up.
Ryan is that 3 thumbs? Wait a minute, that's not your thumb. What are you showing me over there?
I have a middle thumb. You didn't know that?
Ryan gives it 2 unanimated fists up in the air.
Woohoo!
Buy it. It's great. I'm doing a lot of thumbs up lately. I got to quit doing so many thumbs up. I don't know why I'm doing thumbs. I'm getting my thumbs in shape to start playing Xbox again. I think that's what it is. All right. Moving on to our From the Faithful 50, our new segment that takes the place of the Q&A segment, because that sounds really lame.
Are we skipping the movie, or are we going to do that?
No, we'll do that afterwards. Remember? Hey, no back-to-back reviews, Ryan. Somebody
I forgot.
literally sent a picture of themselves
was
falling
on
asleep
this-
because we did 2 reviews back to back.
It wasn't on the thing.
And it was your fault. They said it was your fault. They hashtagged it Ryan's fault.
Well, I already have the questions up.
That's
if
why.
you-
Well, then you're ahead of me.
So
Well, I guess
we
the
have.
hashtag Brian's fault.
Well, I'm already set. So we have.
Well, then start. I'm taking up the screen, and this is terrible viewing. I'm looking at my phone. This
Yeah,
is awful.
well, I'll just start talking then.
We're gonna have to trademark the Faithful 4 because we're gonna lose 46 people.
Can I just start, or do
Yeah,
you?
sure.
or-
Go ahead. Please do.
You have to.
What do you have
No,
for us, Ryan?
I'm just gonna make everyone watch you look at your phone like an idiot because you couldn't have your stuff ready.
Finn's waiting for you to read.
Oh, is he now? Okay.
Hands
So
up.
we have Brian from Washington.
Mm-hmm.
Says, on Arrow, what are your thoughts now to whose name is on the tombstone?
Because Ryan, I do not believe is caught up on Arrow. He may not know what that means.
I am.
Oh, all right.
I have to finish I think I have the half of the last episode to finish, but
Well, obviously this answer is going to have some spoilers in it, so if you have not caught up with Arrow, just kind of turn away. But
man, you do that in this last episode?
what?
You find out?
No, you don't find out, but some things. So basically, Damien Dark kidnaps Oliver Queen's love child that's been hidden in this last episode. So I do think it's possible now that maybe it was his baby's mama. That's going to be in the grave?
But Felicity, when they show Oliver Queen getting back in the car, and Felicity's sitting in the car, and she's like all like sad and pissed off looking.
I don't know. Hey, maybe it's his son. That'd be pretty dark, but
Yeah.
I think at the end of the day, Arrow's going to cop out, and I don't think they're going to kill off one of their main characters. I just don't. So,
Yeah.
And maybe it could be Felicity's mom. Felicity looked pretty tore up.
Yeah, but then why would Barry show up?
I don't know. That's why I'm thinking maybe because Barry, if it's in Central City, because that's where Oliver's baby's mama lives. Maybe she's dead in Central City, and so if he was going to a funeral in Central City, you don't think Barry would show up and say, "Hey, man, sorry about your luck, dude."
Yeah, and then
I don't know.
run away.
Honestly, this season of Arrow's been so like blah. I just don't even care who's dead. I know it's not Oliver or Felicity, so whatever.
Well, it's the Arrow's kind of had the. I watch Arrow and the Flash like while I'm doing stuff for my work,
Mm-hmm.
and when I'm watching the Flash, I don't get any work done.
Yeah.
But when I'm watching Arrow, I can still stay pretty productive.
This season, honestly, I like Arrow and I still watch it. It's kind of turned into a full-on superhero soap opera, and it's just the season's just not been as strong. It's still been better than season 3, which was pretty weak, but season 2 was the high point for the series, and I really think next year on season 5 they need to bring in a much better crafted storyline from start to finish that is, intriguing like the Deathstroke storyline was of season 2, which is still, in my opinion, one of the greatest seasons of comic book television we got to watch. That was an epic season. So I think Arrow's suffering a little bit from blowing his proverbial load a little early, so hopefully he can bounce back. I mean, the actors are still good, and it's still fun to watch, but, I mean, Flash is just killing it right now, and I think, if the ratings are any indication, it's going to keep killing it. It's starting to overtake the major networks now as far as its ratings go. It's higher rated than shows on ABC, NBC, Fox, which is, CBS, which is a huge deal for the CW, so I don't know.
Oh, the Flash is just awesome.
The Flash is just awesome. Also, before we go to the next question, I think Brian had a second part of a question. He wanted to know, he wants to know how long it's going to take Ryan to upload this episode to iTunes. I think he's referring to the fact that our last 2 episodes were finally uploaded this week.
They're there.
Now?
Yeah, now.
Slacker. I think he's calling you out.
Okay, yeah, he can call me out. I fucked up. I'll be honest. I don't know why. I completely spaced out on it. I even had like a bunch of stuff like started on them, and I just didn't finish it. It's been a very busy last couple of weeks in my life, so I know that's never a good excuse, but that's all I got. So
Well, get
Sorry.
used to it. Ryan's got some big things happening in his life, and old Brian here is probably going to have to carry a lot of the load for a while. Good thing he's up to it.
Yes, I might possibly be moving across the United States. So
Don't worry, the show will not end. Ryan will always be part of the Geek Dad Report. He will be my faithful co-host until I let him out of his 30-year contract.
yes, there's a lot of things in the contract that I'm not allowed to talk about, but
all joking aside,
just so you guys know, if anybody has to take over for me, get a lawyer before you sign.
Before signing one of my contracts.
Yeah,
Hey.
do a contract.
But on
I
a
mean,
more,
like,
on a,
50 Shades of Grey stuff, I thought would be, kind of funny, but
it's not.
I don't know. It just it got a little out of control.
Yeah.
That's all I'm gonna say.
For you, for me, it's been glorious. All joking aside, a little show note. There may be a few little changes coming. While Ryan, like I said, he's moving. He will be transitioning a little bit, so there may be a few weeks where he's not on the show, or we may have to take a few weeks off to reorganize a few things, and we may have to change the night that we air our show. But needless to say, do not worry. The show is still going to go strong, and we'll
keep kicking ass.
We'll be at episode 500 in no time. So
yes.
Hopefully that's what we're doing for a living at that point. Brian also hashtag GDR Faithful 50. So nice work. Gold star, man. We definitely want to get that going. So nice work. Next up is Phil. Do you want to read his question? Or do you want me to read his question? Ryan, you need to read his question so you can be part of the show.
I need to do it? Okay.
Do it.
So Phil says, all our geek space movies. I think he meant on.
I think he's saying of all our geek space movies.
Of all, so he said, all our geek space movies. Which one do you think has the coolest space/starship? And he said he's partial to the Enterprise. Hashtag GDR Faithful 50.
So gold star for that, Phil, too, as well. Nice work.
Yes. So what is your favorite starship, Brian?
I'm going to have to say I do like the Enterprise a lot. It's definitely an iconic ship, but I'm going to have to go with the Falcon, man. Come on. It's the Millennium Falcon. Or even an X-Wing. I love the X-Wings. I've always thought those are great ships. It doesn't have the personality of, say, the Falcon or the Enterprise, but they're a great ship.
I'm going to say the Battlestar Galactica, because that thing fucking was...
77 or Sci-Fi Channel?
The reboot.
All right, Sci-Fi version?
Yeah, that one, that thing took a fucking beating, and they still got that shit running and blowing up shit, and yeah. I'm going to go with the Battlestar Galactica.
And honestly, if we're going to go into Star Trek, I kind of like the USS Defiant a lot. I thought that was a cool ship.
I like the Voyager Enterprise.
That's cool.
So,
any other really cool ships? Firefly, the Serenity.
Yeah, Firefly is always a good one.
That was a good ship. I don't know. I can't think of any other ships that are really, well known.
Yeah.
I kind of like the Pelican. No, I call them the Pelican from Halo. The drop ships from Alien. Those were pretty cool.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that the alien ships.
Those were pretty awesome. But sorry, I'm about to go. If I have to go with the winner, I'm gonna say Millennium Falcon is still always my go-to ship.
Yep, and I'll be flying my Battlestar Galactica.
But the Enterprise is definitely, if you had a top 10 list, Enterprise is near the top. That is a very iconic, But we can't give you full credit, Phil, because you didn't say which Enterprise.
Yeah, there's a lot of Enterprise.
There's a lot. I mean, it could have been A, B, D, Z.
Captain.
Yeah, there's a lot of captains, So be more specific next time.
Yeah, come on, Phil.
And work on your grammar.
Yes.
Ryan struggled mightily, and he's not even, he's only got the voice. So when he struggles reading it, it really hurts what he's bringing to the show.
Yes.
All right, the last question we got is from Jeff from Washington, who did not hashtag Faithful50. We will not hold that against him, but next time, hashtag it, buddy, and you get a gold star. Today you get a participation medal, which we don't give.
And I know Jeff, so I'm sure he's really going to love his participation medal.
All right. So what does Jeff have to ask us, Ryan?
See, Jeff said there's a petition going around, or we kind of already talked about this, going around to have Deadpool, not Ryan Reynolds, host SNL. How cool, or would it be cool, but it won't happen? What other characters would be amazing if they hosted SNL. So the character's not the person.
The first one I'm gonna say right off the top of my head because I just watched the Adam Driver Saturday Night Live is I would love to see Kylo Ren host an SNL.
You know I thought the one where they did Undercover Boss
Was great.
Kylo Ren being Undercover Boss was a good one.
Dude, it was so good.
Like, so did you guys know it was me?
Yes, we knew immediately it was you. Dude, that was such a great skit. I also would like to see. I'd like to see Batman.
Yeah, I was gonna say Batman would be a good one. Other characters. Maybe
Mine's going to comics because of Deadpool, but Han Solo would be a fun character. Indiana Jones, maybe. Somebody. They have to be funny. How about any of the Chris Pratt characters?
Yeah, I was going to say Guardians of the Galaxy Star-Lord.
Drax would be great on Saturday Night Live.
Because he got no sarcasm.
Because he takes everything literally.
Yeah.
That would be a great thing. I don't know if there's anybody else I think of. Maybe Bond, because he tried to sleep with all the female cast members the whole time. That's all he'd do.
Shoot people.
And
See, what
they
about
actually kind of did. If you want to do character, the first time I can remember a kind of a character doing it is when the first time The Rock hosted Saturday Night Live. Because when he came on as The Rock, he kind of came on as the wrestler The Rock to an extent. I mean, there was a little bit of the Dwayne Johnson actor in there, but it was more kind of The Rock being The Rock on
that was still his thing. He wasn't Dwayne Johnson to The Rock. It was still, the WWF, The Rock. That's what he was.
So yeah, if you want a good example of a character kind of playing himself on a show, I go back and watch that first Saturday Night Live with The Rock. It was pretty good, but I don't know. That's about all I can think of. If you guys can think of anything, I mean, Spider-Man, all the greats would be fun. Anybody who has a sarcastic sense of humor would be fun on that show. But if you guys could think of anybody that we missed, that would be awesome. Let us know in the comments or just on Facebook and let us know. We're interested to hear who you guys think would be great for Saturday Night Live. So
definitely not Superman. He'd be boring.
God, I love Superman, but he'd probably be pretty boring. Lex Luthor, he'd probably be great. He'd take over the whole show and buy it and fire everyone by the end.
And then
I've just bought this and you're all fired. Get out. You know, it'd be great. The Adam West Batman too.
Yes.
The 60s version. All right. So moving along because Ryan has stuff to do in the morning. We'll make our next segment short. So we are bringing back our fan favorite segment that we still have yet to come up with a name for because it just kind of sounds fun to say this. Our DVD movies review segment where we review crappy movies. Well, we review old movies. Or not even old movies. Let me restart that again. Welcome to our Craptastic, or is it just plain crap segment where we review poorly rated, not well received movies and determine maybe they were just judged unfairly and they're actually craptastic, or if the critics got it right and these movies are just utter crap. So this week we have Hot Tub Time Machine 2, which you can currently find on Netflix or Amazon or any local dumpster outside of a Fred Meyer.
And I haven't seen the first one, so I didn't really have a lot of context to go on for, what was happening and like why everybody was like super famous and had apparently changed history to their benefits. I guess is the way of saying it.
So anybody's not familiar with the Hot Tub Time Machine, I'll give a little synopsis here. The first Hot Tub Time Machine basically had 4 friends. They decided to go on the ski trip because their life was all crap, and they want to go back to this place where when they were younger, that was like the last great experience they had. One of their friends had tried to kill himself, and so they go back to the ski lodge and they get super wasted and they pass out in this hot tub and they wake up and they're back in the 80s. They're in their younger bodies, but they know, they remember everything. And so they basically change their fates. They take all their future knowledge, go back, they hook up with the girls they should have hooked up with, and they didn't hook up with the girls they shouldn't have, and they change their careers. And by the end of that movie, they're all rich and famous, and it's all super happy ending. It was actually a lot of a entertaining movie. It was fun. It was surprisingly good. The idea of the movie sounded terrible when I first heard it, but it had John Cusack, who's, you know, usually pretty good in all his movies. And it was fun. It had a decent little bit of a message to it. It had a fun heart to it, and the humor hit way more than it missed. Hot Tub Time Machine 2 was none of those things. Basically, in this movie, everybody minus John Cusack is back, and they're all turned into giant douchebags, and they decide that... Well, actually, I take it back. The biggest douchebag gets shot in the dick.
Yeah.
And to save his life, they decide to hop into the time machine that they stole, the Hot Tub Time Machine, and go back to stop the person who shot Rob Corddry in the dick. And they end up going to the future, and of course they have to stop the person who killed it. It's a giant time paradox, and it sounds like it. I mean, the idea itself, you know what? The idea itself doesn't even sound funny. I don't know who pitched this. The movie was terrible. I don't know any way to say it. It was awful.
Bad. I mean, I was honestly, I had it on my tablet while I was doing some schoolwork, and I think the longest I stared at the screen was maybe 5 minutes. Oh. And every time, other than that, I was just like listening to it, and I would just kind of like glance when something. It was nothing about the movie engaged me. Like you said, the Lou guy is like such an over the top asshole that I just, anytime that he was doing something, I completely lost interest.
Yeah, none of the characters were really likable. I mean, they all had turned into giant dicks with the knowledge of the future. You know, part of what made the first one kind of fun, I mean, it's not a great movie by any standards, but it's a little endearing because it had some heart. You rooted for the characters, and it was mostly funny. I mean, it was an entertaining movie. You watched it and you thought, oh, that was a fun, entertaining movie. This one, they're all terrible people. You don't root for any of them. You don't want any of them to succeed in their mission, you know, to save each other and fix the future. You want them all really. I was kind of hoping that John Cusack would show up at the end and just be like, you all don't deserve to live, and like kill every one of them and then go back and change time or something. It is an unfunny movie that has awful people in it, and the jokes are really raunchy. I mean, they don't like hold back. There's a lot of raunch, but it just doesn't work.
Yeah, it's kind of like it's like watching them try way too hard.
Yeah, I mean, it was almost like watching this movie
was semi-successful, so here's a bunch of money, and why don't you guys do the second one?
And I don't understand why it doesn't work, because there's a lot of funny people in this movie, but it's like, the best way I can describe this movie is like, everybody's had, where you've been drinking with your buddies or hanging out, and you have one friend who thinks they're funny who's just not, and he's just bombing every joke. Like, everything he says is just not funny, and so he keeps ratcheting up the nastiness of what he's saying to try and make it funny, but it's just getting worse. And by the end, you're just like, dude, please, just stop. Stop talking. And that's the way this movie was. It's just, by the end, I'm just like, is this over? I kept tapping the screen to see how much time was left in this movie.
Yeah. It was that painful.
It was that painful, and even the montage at the end where they're jumping through time. Usually those montages are great. Like 22 Jump Street had a great montage where at the very end they're showing all the different movies that they're going to be part of, and that's an easy way for writers to write in a bunch of funny things because they're short jokes and they can work, especially in a historical context.
They went back in time, and the one guy shot John Wilkes Booth like before he shot Abraham Lincoln.
Yeah, but even then, it's still, they all become the Beatles. It's some of it makes no sense. Like, Lou ends up becoming Michael Jordan, which makes no sense at all.
Yeah, like, so he went back in time and inherited like supreme athletic abilities.
Yeah, it's just, the movie is it's terrible. It makes no sense. They kind of set it up for a third one if they want to. I was honestly really disappointed with this because I really liked the first one. I mean, it's not one of my top 10 comedies, but it was an endearing, fun comedy. And I kind of wondered when John Cusack wasn't part of it. It's not like he's doing anything massive right now. It's not like the guy couldn't get a paycheck, but it's just, this movie is just not funny, even a little. I mean, our Craptastic movie reviewed was Ridiculous 6, and we said it was a horrible movie. This movie, I would watch Ridiculous 6 over and over again before I'd watch this movie again.
That's a pretty bold statement. I would watch neither of those movies ever again.
Well,
So
I'm not planning on watching either of them again. But if someone said you have to watch one and you have to watch it for five
I
days
would just
straight, I'm
kill
picking Ridiculous
myself.
Six.
I would just kill myself and not watch either of
I
them.
might shoot myself in the dick with a shotgun.
Yeah, pretty much.
But yeah, it's so if you can't tell from our review here, it is it craptastic or just crap? It is
It's
crap, the lowest form of crap. So
crap.
yeah, don't watch it. And if you believe that me and Ryan are full of crap, like I said, you can find it on Amazon or Netflix for free. If you want to waste an hour and 40 minutes of your life that you'll never get back, go ahead and watch it. And then come back to us and say, well, you were right.
Because we are.
Because we are.
End of story.
And I like a lot of bad comedies that a lot of people don't like.
Oh, I do. I'm a movie person. I'll watch something even if it sucks.
I
But
will watch the dumbest Will Ferrell movie because I think he's hilarious, and he usually is. But this is, I'm telling you, people, Hot Tub Time Machine. It should be called Hot Tub Shit Machine, too.
don't go. It's just don't watch it, people.
All right, I don't want to spend any more time talking about this pile.
Yeah.
All right, moving on. Our last segment, so we can wrap this thing up and move along. Our weekly recommendations, what you should or should not waste your time doing this week. Ryan, would you like to go first?
If you guys would like to go check out, go to Watch, Play, Read. I did a Geek Dad Report written article. It's on a book series called Finley Flowers. It is for young girl readers. It's something we bought my daughter, whose name is Finley. Got it for her for Christmas. And it's pretty much been what we have been reading almost every single night before bedtime.
Right.
My daughter loves it.
Since Ryan can't show, there it is, people.
Yeah. There it is.
Finley
And
Flowers.
it's a good. That's the first book, original recipe. She's trying to with her best friend Henry. They're trying to come up with a recipe for a cook-off that their school is having. And then the second one is Nature Calls, where they go on like an overnight camp. And then there's two more books, but I've only read the first two. But if you're trying to find a book that's for your daughters or nieces and they're 10 or under, I would say that Finley Flowers book series is a good one. And yeah, go check it out. Brian, what do you got for this week?
My recommendation this week's pretty lame. I had some comic books. I was gonna bring it down for a prop, and I finished Superman Unleashed, so I'll recommend or not recommend that next week. But my recommendation this week is The Man from U.N.C.L.E., the remake movie that was released by Guy Ritchie. I think last year, is when it came out. It just recently came out on DVD. I wasn't expecting a lot from this. A lot of the reviews weren't good, but I needed something to watch, so I rented it and watched it on my Xbox One. I was actually pleasantly surprised. I really enjoyed this movie. The first 20, 30 minutes of the movie is kind of slow and it's kind of weird pacing, but by the end, I really wanted another movie. I mean, I was excited and ready to see a sequel. So financially, it didn't do great, so I don't know if there'll be a sequel in the future. It stars Henry Cavill, the new Superman, and Arnie Hammer, who who's most notorious for, not notorious, most known for the Lone Ranger and the Social Network, the Facebook movie. He played the twins. But it's a great movie. I really enjoyed it. Their chemistry was great. It was a fun movie. There was some great moments in it. I don't know. I really enjoyed it. It's a fun spy movie. My only criticism of it is it's a 60. They did a period piece, but it doesn't make a lot of sense as far as a period piece. I think it would have actually worked better as just an updated version of the two characters. But other than that, it was a great movie. I had a lot of fun, and like I said, by the end, it was I really wanted to see a sequel. So it's got some great action. It's got some good humor, and like I said, once it settles down into the tone the tone of the movie it wants to keep throughout, it does a good job of keeping your attention and being a lot of fun. So if you're looking for a movie that you can watch, even with your significant other, it's not a comedy, but it's more of kind of a James Bond type movie, an action spy movie. I recommend Man from U.N.C.L.E. You can rent it now or buy it on Divid. So
Nice.
that's all I got.
All we got. We're done.
It's all right. That's all we got, man. You got anything else you want to say or talk about?
No, I gotta go to bed because I gotta be at a hospital in 5 hours.
Oh, you know what, Ryan? You know what time it is right now where you live?
It is 12, almost 1 in the morning.
Which, guess what that means?
It means
It's Ryan's birthday. Do you want me to sing you a song again? I'll sing it again.
No.
Happy birthday, sweet Ryan. Happy birthday to you.
No.
Happy birthday, the best co-host in the whole world. Happy birthday to you.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right, guys. That's all from us, from Brian and Ryan on the Geek Dad Report. We'll see you guys next week.
See you guys.
Godspeed.
Hopefully you can see me. So.
Yeah, hopefully you can see him. Windows, fix my shit.
Yeah, fuck you, Windows.
I remember coming up, not even a buck, ain't even a cent to make enough. We was out there chasing after stuff that you only find in your dreams of the nights when you looking up.